Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar. Throughout my time on YouTube, one of the things that I love to cover in some of the most popular videos is when I look at YouTubers that are just absolute degenerate idiots in society. You know, I looked at so many YouTubers, people that fake their girlfriend's deaths, people that, drown Peppa Pig. I looked at a lot of 3 a.m. channels that were just, straight up bangers. But to understand, the IRL streaming community these days has evolved into a degenerate rabbit hole of its own. And one of those rabbit holes, one that I'll be looking at, is somebody known as Jack Doherty. Now, to understand, I'm looking at a few YouTubers. One that I'm really excited to cover that's like a super long video is like Illuminati, because my god, that implosion has been insane. But before that, we're going to start off with a little tasting menu, okay? A little amuse-bouche into douchebaggery on the internet. Now, Jack Doherty is a very popular YouTuber, 13.1 million subscribers, and some of his oldest videos was literally him unboxing Black Ops 3, backflip progressions, prank calling a killer clown. Oh no, he contacted Ronnie McDonnie, and Ronnie McDonnie was scary. Now, this is a kid, so I'm obviously not going to talk about his content and, make fun of him in that regard. This is a kid. We all do dumb stuff as kids, okay? It is what it is. But I'm not here looking at him as a child. I'm looking at him as a man. And barely a shell of a man. Some of the most recent content is stuff where he sits around and talks about sneaking into a Kanye concert with a fake Kanye, okay? Kanye West, the prank mall shut down. Giving strangers PS5s for Christmas. We got jumped at a Denny's. Dog, how's that an actual video? Every Denny is a PvP zone, okay? Let's get out of here. Now, Jack has basically embroiled himself with kick streamers of the dumbest variety. And one of the first actual videos I ever saw of him was from FouseyTube. Now, for those of you who remember, FouseyTube literally a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, almost 3, was actually running kick streams where he was just going crazier and crazier and crazier, doing some borderline illicit stuff, absolutely making a fool of himself to the point where he ended up swatting himself, went to a mental health facility, came out of it, learned nothing, by the way, because Fousey is a man that if you give him a crumb of clout, his humbleness goes away and his ego shoots to the stratosphere. That said, though, ladies and gentlemen, he was ending up assaulting this kid, Jack Doherty, at his house. And for a brief moment, I actually had some respect for him because he handled himself pretty well in front of this 30-year-old man-child, and I actually had some slight respect in this brief moment. That respect absolutely waned when I realized how dumb this kid was in reality. So we're going to play a few clips from the old Jack Doherty files here, and we're going to see exactly the kind of badass alpha man that he is.
What? Little bro, what you gonna do? What you gonna do, little bro? Yeah.
So I love the security guard in this situation. The guy clearly did not go to college, failed at a lot of things, and now he's working security for a complete man-child, or I guess an actual child. I mean, the security guard is not obviously making the smart choices in life, personally speaking. And he's looking into the camera in a way to tell us and remind us that, yes, he also understands the failure here. Now, obviously, the security guard gets into the way, and Jack looks like a total pansy. Because if you ever respect the guy, and again, I feel like the audience is also important in this situation. If you're somebody that sits there and thinks, yeah, this guy's badass, and you see this clip, then we might need to have you medically assessed, because there is no way Jack looks like the cool kid in any of this. He looks like an absolute baby. And the security guard, literally he's given the same face, and I will offer this to the security team. I will pay 5 times whatever Jack is paying, just so you don't defend him, just so you step out of the way, okay? I will outbid the private security just to see what happens here. Now, again, looking into the comments, it's not just me calling this out. Obviously, the top comment is messing with people and then hiding behind the security when confronted. What a loser. Agreed. When you feel useless, remember this guy exists. Thank you. This is why I have a security guard, so I can be completely ignorant to people in public without any real-life consequences, which I don't entirely agree with. Scrolling down a little bit, one comment comes out, "You're not bulletproof, dude. One day, you're going to mess with the wrong one." And I agree with this comment commenter. Now, there's few people that jerk themselves off thinking about the downfall of this kid in a very fatal way, and I just want to stress by saying I don't actually agree with that at all. As annoying as you can be, obviously, I don't want to see you dead. But the thing is, when you mess with people like this in reality, as we saw with that Tanner idiot, the TikTok prankster that got shot in a food court, obviously, no matter who you are, no matter what security guard you're carrying, if you mess with the wrong person or the unhinged person on a bad day, then they're going to give you your final day. They're just going to whip out a gun and shoot you. Or you might come across somebody that looks scrawny, but they're going to punch you so hard in the heart and your security guard, they're going to blow your heart anime style. It's going to be insane. You will eventually come across the one person that will do you in. This kid is literally the definition of F around and find out. And honestly, I couldn't care. Because at the end of the day, I come from a good place. If Jack, you really care about your well-being, you probably don't want to do this. But if you're there to make content, then I'll just continue laughing at it because clearly he doesn't care about his life. Why should I? Okay, who cares? One of my other favorite clips is this one right here, where he comes across as an even bigger loser. Watch this.
We got out of there, motherfuckers. Let's go.
Watch your language. There's kids around here.
I didn't say any curse words. What'd I say?
Just watch your language.
What'd I say?
You got a stupid shirt on over there.
Yeah. Your kids can't read, though.
What are you talking about?
Your kids can't read, can they?
I'm sure your kids watch.
Get
away from
you
me.
started talking to me, buddy.
Get away from me.
You get away from me. Watch your kids. Go walk away.
Now, eventually there's a fight that starts that I cut out because I'm not trying to upload fights to my channel. Now, at this moment, whatever I thought about the security guard, I actually think the security guard is just as bad as Jack, okay? And I'll explain why, okay? In the previous clip, the security guard kind of got into the middle of it because that's what he was paid for. In this clip, he's clearly also antagonizing the other people too. Jack is clearly antagonizing a family. This is a family location. You probably shouldn't be wearing shirts that have swears on them, and you probably shouldn't be throwing out swears in a public area anyways. It's just common decency. But going up to somebody and then telling them, back off, your security guard gets in, just makes you look like a fucking baby. And the security guard clearly isn't a good security guard because he's also antagonizing in the situation too. So honestly, the fact that he pushed these two like adults, middle-aged people down while being visibly larger is no sign of being a badass. They antagonize the situation, then they attack these individuals as well too. And yes, in one of the clips, I will clarify that this guy in the white attacked first, the security guard got in. But again, the primary antagonizer in this situation really is these two clowns. And it really shows me why the security guard is working this job in particular, because I don't think he's really qualified to do anything else. But what happens when Jack, the badass Doherty, doesn't actually have his security guard present?
Why? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know. He's just being hypothetical.
Yo, don't record me because I'll slam your camera. Don't be stupid. Don't use me as content.
Wait, I can't hear that last part.
If you use me as content, it's not going to go the way you think it's going to go. So I advise you to walk away, all right? Don't use me as content. Because the content you're going to get is going to be a lot different, right? So please step away. Thank you. I appreciate it so much, all right? I advise you to walk away.
I love how he backed up like a little baby, dude. This is what happens when Jack doesn't have security. And even if he had his like baby security guard, this Man Mountain Montaigne Rainbow Six Siege bastard isn't going to screw around with Jack or the security guard. This is the kind of dude that I was talking about. One punch from this guy and you're already on in the Andromeda Galaxy. You're like gone at that point. You are floating, brother. And again, this guy wasn't screwing around. He basically put Jack in his place. Now, for context, the account that posted this, drama alert here, said that Jack Doherty used a fake ID to get into a club and got pressed by the security. Again, I don't believe this because if he was bringing like fake identifications, I'm pretty sure the cops would have gotten involved in this situation. Doesn't seem like the case over here, but Jack, visibly being a child in this situation, probably wasn't able to get into the club. And the bouncer pretty much told him, listen, kid, I don't care who you are. Even if you were a badass, you're still not getting in. Get out. This is like Jack whenever he has no security present. Now, when his baby security guard is present, he still can't defend his, like, boss. Watch this clip.
Y'all gotta shake hands. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. We're cool. I'm good.
Whoa.
So this guy that comes in, I had to cut the clip short because I'm not uploading violent fights onto the platform. Don't know what YouTube's idea is. Jack still gets beaten up in front with his security guard present. So again, even if the security guard is there, obviously they're not a trained or good security guard. They have messed up deliberately in their life. And if it sounds harsh, it's because it is. These are two losers that the world should be making fun of because they're not alpha brain men that we should be following. If you're a creator, if you're not just a creator, sorry. If you're like a viewer that thinks this guy is cool or this content is cool, see, this is where I get into a situation where it's not just Jack. Jack is very much still a kid, okay? And the reason why I'm going a little bit lighter with the gloves on is because this kid is not my age, all right? He's not close to 30. He's not like, he doesn't have all of this experience. Jack is still a child that has a lot of money given to him, a lot of money that he's fallen into. His ego's through the roof, and right now he thinks he's on top of the goddamn world. Jack is somebody that better make it, and it appears that he has, because he has no actual marketable skills, okay? It's not like he's a computer engineer, lawyer, doctor, somebody with an actual talent, a trade that they can make money out of, okay? Or something that can survive beyond YouTube. This is all they have. So for Jack, it's this short-term phase where he's got to make a lot of fucking money. He's got to be as popular as he can. Videos like this help. Because in the long term, no brand's going to want to work with some kid that's this toxic. And he better succeed in the short term right here and right now. Because this level of fame only lasts for so long. That also said, I have no real respect for anything this kid or his security guard or his team really does. What Jack is a complete nuisance to society. And Jack is the prime example of FAFO. One day he will come across somebody or some person that will absolutely do them in or give them a run for their money. Right now, he's smart. Obviously, Jack is just playing around in like family-friendlier areas. Jack is not going to Tijuana in some outskirts bar messing with anybody that looks even remotely shady. Because I hope Jack is smart enough to realize that his brand of comedy or his shtick only goes so far. And even in the controlled area that he has, it's still dangerous. Now, again, I'm just saying this from a place of slight concern. He's still a kid. But at the end of the day, being a menace to society, I lose so much faith for losers like this that whatever happens to them is entirely of their own accord, and I'm just there to laugh at it. But if you're some viewer, and I know kids are impressionable, they'll probably think, oh, this guy's got the Lambos, he's got the nice house, he's kind of a badass, he's got that security to stop for him. This is still baby behavior, okay? This kid is a loser, and the fact that the grand majority of the internet is laughing at him for a reason. Now, if you're somebody that's new that thinks this is some cool behavior, then you should probably stand in front of a mirror and think, why are you so stupid? Because all we can do is laugh at Jack Doherty. This kid is without a doubt one of the biggest losers I've seen in a long time on the internet. And I'm coming from somebody that just a few years ago, I was looking at people that were drowning Peppa Pig in the bathtub. Those people are cooler and more badass than this loser that I'm witnessing right here. Ladies and gentlemen, wild story, man. Wild, insane stuff. Yeah, Jack Doherty is a complete loser. And if you think this is cool behavior, then you, my friend, are also a loser as well, too. That being said, this is me, Mudahar, and if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. I am out.